look what finally arrived. It is that time of year again where we get the Lightwork palettes from Danessa Myricks. We're just gonna chill out and have some fun and swatch this palette, put some of the shadows on the eye. Now let's get into this palette. Sephora did a great job at packaging this. I haven't even opened this package yet because I just wanted to wait to do it with you on camera. This baby right here is like my Super Bowl for makeup releases. If you are worried about it coming broken from Sephora, I will say they did a great job at packaging up this palette securely. This is called the Lightwork VI Freedom Palette. I did watch Danessa's Teach Me Tuesday, and she did say like this little QR code here, you can scan it with your phone. You can pull up like videos and tutorials and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually scan it and see what pops up. It just has like 3 different videos. We have an eye look, we have swatches, and just a little bit more close-ups of the palette. So that's really cool. Love that touch. And on the back, we have all of the ingredients if you want to go ahead and pause to read. I am so excited about this palette. You literally have no idea. Because last year was my first year purchasing a Lightwork palette from Danessa, and I truly could not pass up this one. This is how last year's looked, and I love this palette. As you can see, I've gotten quite a bit of use out of it. But this year's palette is very, very different. More bubble wrap. See, they really made sure this was secure. Okay, so this is new. With your palette, you get this little pouch here, and I'm going to show you why you need this pouch. But it's really nice. You kind of just like, it's kind of like a magnetic closure. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So exciting. Oh my gosh. She really made sure this was very secure. Did y'all see this palette? So what's really cool about this palette is you can completely customize this palette. This pops out right here, pops out and turns into a mirror. And we have basically the entire Lightwork palette here. As you can see, these pop out of the palette as well. I love how she created these like curated color stories. On the back, you have the ingredients and all of that. I am gonna pop all of these out. When I tell you, Danessa truly thought of every single thing because you can pop these together and they're magnetic. You can stack them. Remember that little mirror I told you guys about? This is the cover to your stackable palette. This is so cool. I really, really hope that Danessa keeps this entire idea going forward with all of her Lightwork palettes. I think this is so smart. You take the little pouch, pop your Go palette in here, and you can take it to go. When I tell you she thought of everything, this is just insane. That's just one thing you can do with this, but I don't know if you can see, but all of the shades inside of here can pop out and you can move them around, create your own custom little palette. And also the case that the actual Lightwork came in is also magnetic, so you can take literally any single shadow or anything, pop them in here, keep this separate, and you're good to go. Danessa did amazing with this palette. Truly, she killed it with this. Now let's dive deeper into this palette. So it says, unlock the power of infinite possibilities with our groundbreaking, magnetic, customizable, stackable, and collectible on-the-go, all-over face palette. This fully customizable design contains 3 curated color stories and 18 mesmerizing shades. Use these simple one-swipe colors alone or travel up and down rows for infinite possibilities and looks. In this Lightwork palette, there are 9 different finishes. We have a cream chrome finish, which is a dynamic, full coverage cream-based chrome pigment. You can wear them alone or you can build them up. We have soft satin mattes. These are soft buildable mattes with a tonal shimmer pearl. Slick chromes, which gives a wet look, and it's a multi-chrome pigment powder. We have duochrome crushed sparklers. This is a semi-translucent dual tone with a dimensional topper. Super chromes, which is a multi-chrome tricolor shifting pigment. Cushion Chromes, which is a creamy powder super shifter with an amplified pigment payoff. Halo Chromes, which is ethereal ultra dynamic multi-chrome fairy dust. And Elastin Multi-Chromes, which has a semi-translucent holographic shifter. I do wish that there were names on the back of these mini palettes because I am not seeing names on here. We're just gonna swatch and have a little fun and look at the shifts and different things like that. But we're gonna start off with the green color story. So we have this first shade. Wow, that feels very thin, but do you see how gorgeous that shift is? It's like lilac to green to gold. That is stunning. And then we have this one. That shadow is stunning. This one feels so thin and buttery. This almost kind of feels like a topper. This one. Wow. Ooh, look at that one. That one is stunning. Gorgeous. Gorgeous shadow. Do you see like that purpley to like green, yellowy kind of shift? All right, we have 2 more in this color story. This next one feels like that matte formula that she added in here. Yeah, so this one doesn't really have anything special to it. It feels like a creamy matte shade, almost kind of like the Natasha Denona cream to powder formula. That's exactly what this one feels like to me, but I just feel like this one obviously packs more of a punch to it, and it kind of has like a little bit of like a satiny sheen to it. This one looks like a true multi-chrome. Wow, look at that. That is beautiful. I love these curated color stories that she did too. Like all of these colors pair so well together. That was this color story here. Let's swatch this one. This is beautiful. This one almost is like an iridescent kind of toppery shade. But look at that blue and green shift to it. This next shade almost feels kind of chunky. It reminds me of a formula she had in her previous Lightwork palettes. As you can see, it kind of like gathers up in one area, so you really have to blend it out. But this one is like a white to, it's kind of hard to tell with this one, but it's like a white, it has a white shift to like an orangey kind of shift. When I'm done, I'll do like an iPhone camera video so you can actually see the shifts better. I feel like you can see some of the shifts better than others. I honestly cannot wait to put these on the eyes. Oh my gosh, look at this one. That is stunning. It's like a teal to green shift. Then we have this one. Oh my gosh. Wow. I wish you could see this shift in person because, oh my gosh, the purple, it's like a dark purple to violet to a light purple. It is gorgeous. Seems like in all 3 of these curated color stories, there is that like matte kind of formula in here. So this one is that more matte formula like we swatched earlier. So nothing crazy to it, but I do think that this is a nice grounding shade for these shimmers. Then we have this one, which feels so smooth and so buttery. That one doesn't really have much of a shift. It's like purple to black. So it's nothing too crazy. That was this color story all swatched out. The last color story is this baby right here. Y'all know I love my mauves and my pinks. This one I am very excited for. Ooh, look at that. I have this one. Really nice and smooth here. I feel like I'm running out of room, so we might have to like switch it on the other side here. Ooh. I feel like these are not showing up very well on camera, but they have a nice little shift to them. My camera just ran out of space, but I did swatch a shade right here. We have 2 more shadows to swatch in this palette. Now let's see where we're going to fit this. Let's see. We can fit these 2 here. So we'll do this one here. Okay, another one of those like matte kind of shades. And then the last one is this one right here. I feel like that one's also kind of like a matte shade as well. This palette is gorgeous. You need to see the shifts of this palette. Oh yeah. These are stunning. These are gorgeous. Wow. Yeah, they look better on the phone. Truly, they look so much better on the phone. Like, look at these shadows. You can definitely see the shifts here. So much better. Oh my gosh, look at that. So nice. That was the entire Lightwork VI palette swatched. I want to play with some of these shadows on the eyes. Gravitating to like these pink shadows, but I feel like I might do like work with this color story or something. I don't know. I'm gonna take this shade right here. Really want to try to use all the formulas. This one doesn't have as much pigment as I thought that it would. It's a little bit more subtle than I was expecting. See if this builds up. Uh-oh. I actually brought it too high. So this one doesn't really build up as much. I wonder if I use my finger, if I can build it up. No, I feel like this one is just honestly a subtle subtle color. That one doesn't really pack much of a punch. So I'm not really in love with this. I feel like we definitely could have done without. I don't know. I don't really know if this formula is wowing me. There's no shift to this one. It's honestly just giving like a sheen and a wash of color. I definitely think with the like matte kind of formulas in here, definitely have to go in with a dense brush. I am going to try to build this up and see what this one gives me. That gives me a little something for depth. Ooh, okay. Definitely packs some sort of punch. So I do like that. We got something going here. It's not going to be perfect because these aren't true mattes. They definitely have like that sheen to them. I'm still not crazy in love with this particular formula in this palette. I do feel like this is the first time we see this formula in, well, I don't even know, since I've only had one Lightwork palette, but I don't know if she's had a formula like this one in any of her previous Lightwork palettes. But like I said, I'm not crazy about this formula. I don't really feel like it's giving that oomph that I expect from Danessa. Let's take this shadow. Ooh, okay, this is pretty. Let's do that one, and we'll do this one on the lower lash. Ooh, that is so much pigment. I'll actually just bring it, I'll just keep it halfway, and we'll go in with a different shadow in the inner part. So I really do want to try to fit as many shadows on my eye as possible. Let's do some of this blue. I think this blue is gorgeous, and we'll put this blue in the inner part. Ooh, do you guys see that color? Okay. This color doesn't really stick to the eye very much. It's definitely giving me quite a bit of fallout, but that is okay. That is very pretty though, very pretty. Okay, shall we go into some of this up here? Let's play with some of this. I want to take like this color. It's kind of like green. That might be a little like eh. Or we could do this color. Ooh, this one feels like a cream formula. Ooh, yeah, let's take a little bit of that one on here. Wow, that is literally stunning. I cannot get over that. That is beautiful. Just gonna kind of blend it a little bit. I'm probably gonna go in with a deeper shade in the outer corner just to make it a little bit more deeper. Maybe a little bit of this yellowy color right here. Pretty. And we'll pop this. Oh yeah, that literally has like yellow to kind of green. Okay. That's very pretty. So I'm just gonna keep this one in the center and leaving the middle inner part bare so we can go in with another shade here. Look at that shift. I do want to go in with one of those more iridescent colors in the very inner part. We might do this one. This one's kind of like so many different colors, but we'll put this one. Oh my gosh. If you could see this color in person, it's literally one of those shadows where somebody's going to be like, what are you wearing? Like they would stop you on the street to ask you. Let's take some of this blue and just add it right here. Oh wow, that was a lot more intense than I thought it was going to be. So let me just kind of bring some over here just to kind of add some more depth to this look. Somewhat of a completed eye look with all shimmers. We need one more shadow though. Let's take this blue iridescent and let's pop it in the inner part of this eye look. This look is not as cohesive as I was hoping for, but that is okay. I just wanted to use, honestly, as many shadows as possible, truly, just to kind of like see how some of these shadows perform. Let's do a little phone video so y'all can see how my eyes are looking. Wow, look at how pretty this looks. That is insane. That inner corner, gorgeous.
I love.
Let's get into my thoughts on this, shall we? When it comes to Danessa's Lightwork palettes, these are truly a companion palette. All of them are special shades. I would definitely use like your favorite matte shadows to pair with this, or you honestly could create a one and done look by taking one of these shades all over the lid, honestly calling it a day. I will say I kind of got somewhat of a decent look using just this palette without any true mattes, and I am not mad at it. I used quite a bit of shades on my eyes, and I will say the only formula in this palette that I'm really not the biggest fan of and honestly could do without is this like matte kind of formula. That matte formula kind of reminds me of the putty shadows in here, but with shimmer. And I just feel like for a Lightwork palette, I don't really need a formula like that. I would have much rathered another shifty, shimmery, sparkly kind of shade rather than those. Like the first one that I went in with, it didn't really pack a punch like I was expecting it to. Even with me using my finger, it really just gave a slight wash of color, and I was just like, hello, this is the Lightwork palette. I need every shadow to make me speechless, you know? Did find that this like more deeper blue matte shadow did give me the depth that I was looking for with this eye look. All the other shades are really fun, very eye-catching. If this is your vibe, shadows like this, even with those matte kind of shadows in here, I still think this palette is worth it. And honestly, this is by far my favorite Lightwork palette she's done. Even though I own one other Lightwork palette, I have seen the others in the past. They really weren't like something I wanted to pick up. Out of all the ones that I've seen, this one is by far the best, and I really do hope that she keeps like this customizable situation going, because I love the idea of that. I love that I can take these on the go. I love that I don't have to take the entire palette. I can just take one or two and I'm good to go. So I love the aspect of that. I really do hope that she keeps this design because it's perfect. It's truly perfect and it's easy to use, and I just love that you can truly customize it. It's not a cheap palette. If you have last year's Lightwork palette, you don't need this one, but if you are the kind of person like me that just looks forward to the Lightwork palettes every year, probably a collector at this point, because I honestly think that I am now. I'm hooked when it comes to the Lightwork palettes. I had a lot of fun playing with these. I had a lot of fun swatching. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and just playing around with these shadows. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.